Hey, what's up guys? I'm Ben Price and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're gonna smash together 2 episodes of Building Blanca, episodes 2 and 3. And the reason for that is really just because episode 2 was really short and I don't have that much to say about it. In these 2 episodes, I was a little all over the place. My project was not organized by any means at this point. I was kind of getting my measurements as I was going, and I realized that the van wasn't even straight. It's skinnier at the back than it is at the front. So I needed to build my kitchen cabinet, the bed, and the cabinet for my fridge all at the same time so that I could make sure they were all parallel to each other. Things kind of started coming together and I was getting really excited, so I also ended up working on the electrical and the curtains at the same time. So that being said, at least there's a lot of exciting things that happen in these episodes. But before we get into the video, make sure you go down below and subscribe to the channel. It really helps get the videos out and hopefully inspire more people to do similar projects like this. All right, let's get into the build. All right, Saturday morning, got batteries charged. Let's get back to this kitchen cabinet. All right, that's the wheel well cut out. Let's go test fit the floor of the cabinet. All right, we got the bottom of the kitchen cabinet cut. Now it's time to cut the back. Got the floor in the back cut. Now we're gonna do the sides. All right. Got the side pieces for the cabinet cut, all clamped in place. We're gonna start screwing everything together. All right, and yep, that fits good. All right, so with this in, I at least now have the dimensions of my kitchen cabinet in place, and I can reference this to square up the bed when I build that next. Today, I'm probably gonna call it a wrap. I've been out here for a while. This took some trimming and finagling to kind of get it to fit. And now I have a lot of cleanup and organization to do in the shop. So I'm probably gonna take some time to do that and pick back up with the build tomorrow. Morning everyone, back at the van build again today. A few things I did off camera. Added a few dividers into my kitchen cabinet. I also cut out the bottom of the bed, so now I have the dimensions of that, and I can install the floor. Can't wait to do that. The other thing I did yesterday was I started building the drawer where the Dometic fridge is gonna sit, and the drawer was just a little bit bigger than it needed to be, and because space is at a premium in the van, I decided I would take this apart, start over, and build it at the correct dimensions. The tricky thing about this is that I decided I was gonna resize it after all of these pieces here were already glued and screwed. So I'm gonna have to trim it like this. That actually went way better than I thought. Now let's put it together. Boxes all together, let's go test fit it in the van. Whew. Thank God I got the dimensions right this time. I did not want to have to redo that again. So this is gonna be the final resting place. Well, that sounds kind of morbid. This is gonna be the final position for the Dometic fridge right here behind the driver's seat. And the next thing to do is going to be building a slider, kind of like a pull-out drawer for this, and then it'll all get enclosed, so it'll be a nice kind of hidden box, and then open it up and we got a nice fridge and freezer. The next steps are, what are the next steps? Oh yeah, I gotta do curtains because now I've got expensive electronics going in. I don't want people walking by to see everything that's inside. That's just asking to get broken into. So next they're gonna be curtains, then flooring, then building the frame bed, and then some other stuff. Instead of talking about it, let's just get some stuff done. All right, so it's been a few hours. I have been filming, but it all got scrapped because I was wasting a whole ton of time trying to redesign that curtain track I showed you guys a little while ago. It worked, it fit, it was good, but I noticed that it was on a little bit of an incline. It wasn't quite parallel to the floor of the van, so I wanted to redo it. I also noticed that it was too close to the back of the van, and I wasn't gonna have the depth to fit a 9-foot surfboard, which is kind of a pretty standard size for me. So I wanted to move it back, and then it was like hanging too low, and it was like hitting my head, and I was worried about cracking into it, you know, when I'm walking from the front to the back. So I ended up kind of scrapping that whole design and just going for something really simple. And what we've got here are these little clips and a nice track. And all that happens is we just clip the track in, and I've got these nice little rollers with a hook for the curtain, and I just installed that straight onto the ceiling here. And I mean, this is kind of ugly, but all I'm gonna end up doing is just probably stapling up some extra material from the curtains so it hides all of that and looks really nice, seals all of the light, and we can just call it done. And Emily jumped in this morning and started helping me paint the cabinet. She's gonna be gone for 2 weeks and comes back almost right before we leave for the road trip to Colorado. So this way we're kind of able to double down and get more stuff done. So the kitchen cabinet still needs one more coat of paint, but after that I'll be able to at least permanently install this part of the kitchen cabinet back into the van. And now that we've got curtains up, I can actually install all of the electrical, and then I'll just be able to call that part of the project done. The lights will work, the fridge will work, I'll have power for like charging my camera batteries, all that kind of stuff. And that's a bonus. One more thing off the list before Colorado. And while we're waiting for the paint to dry, I figured we could install some curtains. All right, so it's not gonna be perfect by any means. Got lots of extra length on the bottom, and I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the sides over here to kind of pin them up, but it's functional, it works. I'll end up taking some dimensions on this and bringing it all to probably an upholsterer who's gonna end up doing the bed as well, and have them sew everything up so it'll be nice and fit kind of perfectly. I also ended up fitting some curtain into the back because now that I'm putting electronics in, I have to be able to hide everything. So I'll show you what I did. It's pretty simple. I took the same hooks from that curtain track and I just drilled a couple holes. Let's see if I can get this out. I did too good of a job. Drilled a couple holes in the metal frame around the doors and got some hooks, and it's not permanent, but it'll do for now. And finally, this rat's nest is all plugged in. It's been a long night, but I'm glad I took the time to do it, and now we can just call this part of the project finished, for now at least. This is definitely not my best work. It's a little bit more messy than I want, but I'd rather kind of move on to other parts of the project and come back to neatening this up later, because at least it's functional. Everything will now work. So just to go over real quick what everything is, kind of start at the beginning of the system. Obviously there's the solar panel up on the roof. That comes down to a charge controller right here, which moderates the power, makes sure that it's not overloading the battery. And then from the battery, the power gets split to our straight 12 volt accessories, which is pretty much everything: the fan, the lights, and the fridge, and the water pump. But then also to the inverter, which is a big old box for this little plug right here. That's all it's connected to, which is really only for like charging computer, camera batteries, phones. So it's not gonna get used all that much, but at least I have it. So the last thing to do on this cabinet for the time being is get the face frame on. And that's so I have the thickness that I'll need to lay the flooring down. I don't know if I'm gonna do the floor first or if I'm going to frame out the bed first, but regardless, I have to get the box for my Dometic fridge in here before I can do any of that. So I think that is probably gonna be the next step. But before I do any of that, I'm gonna go lie down for a few minutes. One, because it's late, but two, I kind of just wanna sit here and enjoy this space for a little bit. You know, now that electrical's in and this cabinet is in and my bed frame is in, this is like the first time that this place actually feels like it's coming together. It's starting to like look kind of like a home. So I'm gonna crash out here for a little bit. I will see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, that was episodes 2 and 3 of Building Blanca. I hope you had a fun time watching. I know this was a really fun part of the project for me because I really started to get a sense of how everything was gonna feel at the end of the project, and who wouldn't get excited about that? If you liked the video, go down in the comments below and tell me what was your favorite part. While you're there, give it a thumbs up and share the video with a friend of yours who's inspired to live the van life and needs to get motivated to do their own van build. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the little notification bell so anytime I post new videos about van life or entrepreneurship or social media marketing, you guys are the first to know. And until then, I'm Ben Price, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.